side on issues that we have than we're against each other. I think this is one of those very weird moments where it makes me sit there and think about what happened. Was it just the guy that was upset because of what happened last 48 hours? You know, the whole Van Jones, the Irina, Ukrainian girl that got murdered. Is that the reason why somebody went and took him out? Was it controlled? If it is controlled, who is it? Is it opposition? Is it funded by a few names that we know, you and I know about? If an event like this happens to somebody on the opposing side the next 48 hours, the next week, think about the equivalent of Charlie Kirk on the other side. If an event like this happens on the opposing side, you have to know a country on the outside wants to see a civil war in America. That concerns me a lot. I hope we don't get there. One of the things, if the administration is watching this, if the White House is watching this, here's a request I'm making of the president, of Kash Patel, of Bongino. These are all good people. A respectful request from you. Can we find out what happened to crooks who tried to kill the president? We know nothing yet. So how do we close that chapter and move on? And then now we're getting a tweet from Kash saying we have the subject. Then you release the subject, so you don't know who the subject is. And there's video circulating of a guy up top. It's very hard to move on to the next case to study. While an open case is already open, we need to study what happened with Crook so it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of suspicious stuff in Butler. It's suspicious in West Palm. This is obviously extremely suspicious. Yeah. We know nothing about any of these guys, and that is really scary.
It is. All I want is answers because everybody's messaging me. I'm here right now, my friends. My son is outside. We got all our 250 employees at this event. We got 8,000 people here that are visiting us from 60-plus countries. Everyone's asking, what happened? What this? And none of us know. But we don't even know what happened to the shooting of the president. We need to get a little bit deeper in this and realize if we don't accelerate the speed, the temperature in America can go 0 to 100 overnight. Nobody wants us to go 0 to 100. We're right now at 70, 75. To get to 75 to 100 is like this, one event. One event like this, we go to 100. That's the last thing anybody wants here. And we can prevent this event, but I would be investigating a little bit more, and I want to know the answers from previous shooting that we had to the president.
Yeah, you know,
heartbreaking event, Jesse. It's very difficult for us today.
You're right about the temperature of the country. After Irina was stabbed to death, and the reaction that you saw in the media and the non-reaction you saw on the left, I feel that temperature rising just there. And then what you're seeing with the National Guard, again, the attacks on ICE, again, it's starting to rise again. You think after Butler and West Palm, the country would be like, oh, no, okay, 4 more years, we're going to get through this. You know, we'll have another election, we'll move on. After this, I mean, they took Charlie. You didn't even realize how powerful Charlie was until we lost him. I mean, this does feel like one of the great Americans of this century right now was just gone, and they took him. And we know nothing. And this has to be investigated, and it has to be avenged properly.
But let me give you the final thoughts. I'm sure you got time. You got to move to your next guest. Charlie Kirk, to me, was the only guy I've seen in my generation that was the combination of Billy Graham, because he could go deep and debate spiritual topics as anybody else, and also Rush Limbaugh. We haven't had a guy like this. This is a very unique talent that we had with him. But to us, to see where we are right now and what's taking place, I would like us to get a little bit more deeper, hold the people accountable. What happened? China did what they did with COVID. We still don't know. There is no tribunal, court to go investigate it. We have to investigate these things so these types of behaviors cannot be repeated. Too many of these things are pending and open. I trust the president will do the right thing, just the same way they went and pushed the National Guard. Look how they cleaned up the streets of D.C. like this, where the mayor and him are getting along. The president knows what they can do to get to the bottom of this, and I feel he has what it takes in his team to lower the temperature. I hope they do.
I do, too.
I'm very optimistic they will, but I hope they're a little bit more aggressive about it and assertive about it.
I agree. Patrick Bet-David, good to talk to you as always.
Thank you, Jesse.